Okay, hello everyone. Oops, I think I might have been cut off at the beginning there. I forgot to wait for the confirmation that yes, we really are live. What? Why do I hear... Oh my gosh. Oh, I still have my preview on. Alright, well, at least I'm not sharing my sound, right? Let's actually confirm that I'm not sharing my sound. Well, I know I'm not, because I'm not even recording the sound. Okay. Well, welcome everyone. We are just a few minutes away from this. Let's see. Let me close the window. I've been muted this whole time. Oh no. Okay, at least I caught it before the game started. Not game, you know what I mean. I meant to mute like my desktop audio, and I somehow muted the mic instead. I'm glad I caught it in time. Whew. All right, so you guys missed my explanation about what went on in yesterday's thing, but at least you're not missing anything that actually is important. I see that Topaz is in the chat. Hi. And he's letting me know that I'm muted. Fixed it in time. Okay, all right, let's start. What do we got? What do we got? Show me, show me. Now that you can think clearly, you move into there's graphics design, triangles, but maybe not. The side lengths of each triangle, 5, 10, 25. Yes, that is confirmed, not a triangle. Hypotenuse is not hypotenuse, but the one end is too long. Some of these aren't triangles. You can't help but mark the impossible ones. In a valid triangle, oh, okay, sure. So we're given a lists of numbers, and we have to determine how many of them are actual valid triangles that satisfy the triangle inequality. Fine. So let's there's Emacs, and let's get back over to our input file here. Ta-da! Okay, so we have columns. I wonder how you read columnar input in Python. Very exciting. Let's Google around for it. Python read ints online. No, I didn't mean online. Thank you. Read lines containing integers from a file in Python. Okay, here's the exact thing we're looking for. Oh, of course. We will just read it as a line, drop the trailing new line. Actually, that's already handled. And then just split on spaces. Easy. Okay. So let's do that. Source. Lengths equals line dot split of this, probably? I've seen people write that R for regexes. It must be right. So one thing, we could just, actually we could write like A, B, C, valid equals 0. If, like we can just do like something really dumb. A plus B is less than or equal to C, and A plus C is less than or equal to B, and B plus C is less than or equal to A, then valid plus plus, and at the end print valid. And I think that's it for part 1. Stop. Python source.py input.text. We can't write valid plus plus. Valid equals valid plus 1. Try again. Need more than one value to unpack. Can you not write this? It doesn't like the way I'm destructuring this split. Okay, well let's then just say print this, and what do we get? Oh my god, Python, please. Okay, so that split is like not working at all. Okay, Python split line regex, please. re.split, okay. Let's see. I guess then what I want is equals re.split of what argument comes first here? The regex comes first. And line.rtrim, as I recall. Okay, let's uncomment this. How do I import RE? Hello? Wait. Oh, split already splits by whitespace. So I can just write line.split 0. 0 triangles are valid. All right, we did it, guys. Okay, well, that's exciting. What have we done wrong? Right, that's the triangle inequality, isn't it? What does it say here about the triangle inequality? Oh, it should be greater than or equal, but then some of them would have been invalid, right? I think we're not getting any points today, guys. Yeah, so if any two sides should be larger. Okay. Yeah, so I think maybe that is the problem. We're not finishing this very quickly, it turns out. Two triangles are valid. I am somewhat dubious of this. What's wrong? Let's try printing A, B, C, C. Like, are we reading these right? Yeah, this looks fine, but they're strings. Okay, dot map of int, please. List object has no attribute map. Okay, apparently map is a function and not map int over this. 921. All right, that seems more plausible. 921. That's too high. All right. What is wrong with 921? So we have a minute to think about what we've done. Why? So if a plus b is greater than or equal to c, and we're doing this for all three sides, how many are, what are we supposed to print? How many are possible? Yeah, that's what I thought. The valid 921. What is the, how many word count of input? 1700. So like 921 is a plausible number. What are we doing wrong here? In each of these, we have all three numbers, 2 of them on the left being added, 1 on the right. This is greater than or equal to. Oh, he probably said it has to be greater, because otherwise it's just a line. Yeah, then we get 917. That's more like it. 917. All right. Well, we're rank 156 today, so we are not scoring any points for coming in the first 100. Let's read part 2. Now that you've marked up the design documents, triangles are specified in groups of 3 vertically. Each set of 3 numbers in a what? Reading by columns? What does that mean? Numbers with what? Each set of 3. I don't understand what this is saying. Oh, given, no. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. So he's saying these 3 are a triangle. These 3 are a triangle. Very funny. Okay. So it seems like the thing to do is to transform the stream of standard in into a stream of numbers like this. It's not quite a matrix transposition, though. Not even close, really. So let's look at our input again, just for like inspiration, I guess. This is not our input. No wonder I was confused. All right, here we go. So what we have to do is sort of, for each line, we want to group standard in into chunks of 3 lines. And then within each line, parse them into ints. And then within each chunk of 3 lines, transpose the matrix. And then unchunk again, and we'll be back to the inputs that we started with. So I'm sure there's like a more convenient way to do that, but this will give me an excuse to, I don't know, like Python MapCat. Like how do you do that? How do you is it flat map or something? I don't know. Python chunks of list. How do you split a list into evenly sized chunks? Someone has just written it themselves. Apparently it's not built in. Is it? It should be in itertools, right? Itertools Python partition? Functions creating iterators for efficient looping. That's itertools, all right. Is there one for like partition or something? Count, cycle, repeat, accumulate, chain, filter, group, star map. Okay, well that's MapCat, I guess. Ooh, not really. What is compress? Something totally different. Okay. Well, apparently we have to write it ourselves. Okay, well, this is going to take a while. We're looking at the, yeah, okay, good. So let's write def partition takes n and a list. I don't know what the Python style for what you would call that is, but so what we're going to do is basically chunk equals an empty list while n greater than 0, chunk plus equals, actually, how do you, chunk.add, right? Chunk.add of x's.next. And then we'll just, God, with no, let's yield, oh, of course, yield chunk, and then call partition. We don't have the old n anymore. God, it's a pain doing this in languages that are all mutable and stuff. M equals n. There you go. Partition m of. This is not. You can't do it this way, I don't think. Okay, so I don't know. While true, and then we'll just sort of rely on stop iteration to do it. M equals n. While true. Yeah, put it there, please. Okay. N equals m. Yield chunk. So fine. Now what happens if I run how I don't have a good way to get a Python REPL. Python here. I'll just copy this whole definition. Partition 3 of range 9. Okay, as a list, please. List has no attribute add. God damn it, how do you add to a list in Python? Add to list in Python. Creating a Python list. Oh my god, Google now, this is not helpful. Alright, we wanted append. Append. Use add for sets, but append for lists, evidently. Now can I have this? No. List has no attribute next. Okay. I guess we need to get an iterator out of x's. How do you do that? List Python iterator. Iterators and generators. Yeah, but how do I get an iterator, please? You call iter, all right? X's equal iter of x's at the beginning here. The good news is that since we are nowhere close to qualify, oh good, yeah, there's nothing there, very funny. We're nowhere close to qualifying for the leaderboard, so I can focus on building the code the way that I think that it's readable, as opposed to trying to hurry. I could have solved this in like this whole thing in like 4 minutes in Clojure, and I just like everything is hard in Python. But that's how things are when you're learning. Why is this empty? I don't know. Well, all right. Let's see if it was it not allowed to overwrite the name there. I don't think that was the problem. Also, I really wish I had a better REPL experience. I guess I should set that up before the next one, huh? No, that wasn't the problem. Okay, so what happens when I write iter of range of 9? Let's say foo equals iter of range of 9. Foo dot next 0, 1. Okay, so that looks good. That works. And if I do this enough times, it throws a stop iteration error. Yeah, okay. And inside of one of these sort of generators, that just sort of magically causes things to stop happening, which is nice. Wait a minute. Does append not modify the list? That could be it. Python list append method. Yes, yes, yes. List.append does not return any values but updates list. Okay. So that sounds right. Oh no! It's because of friggin' mutability again. We yield like a pointer to chunk. God, Python, why? If you ever mutate something like and then returns a value that's a generator that points to that mutable thing, you'll be really, really sad. And it's easy to do this accidentally. So what exactly do I need to do here? So like, I just want to make a new thing called chunk. I don't want to reuse the old one, please. Help. How do I do that? Like, I can make a lambda, but all right. Fine. I'll do it the horrible way. Def step takes a chunk. Does this. Does in fact most of this stuff. Okay. Fine. Now we will yield step empty list. Huh? Now there's a distinct chunk object for each iteration of this. So I'm a little bit hopeful that this is closer to what I wanted. Oh really? I don't have read line in here. Who knew? List partition 3. God dang it! All right, I'm gonna go see if anyone in the chat has something to say. They were talking. Someone said something about last night's problem. Someone asked, "Isn't the keypad just range of 1 to 10?" And the answer is no, because it was chunks of 3 of range of 10, and we don't know how to implement chunks of apparently. Well, geez, I guess what I should have done the whole time is when I realized that I needed to implement partition myself, I should have just accepted the guy who posted on Stack Overflow an answer and stolen it and then figured out how it works. Python partition list. How do you split a list into evenly sized chunks? All right, so we're going to grab this answer and we're going to look at how it works. Okay, well, so list slicing is a thing that I forgot about. Here. Much easier than my answer. Kind of don't like it because it assumes you can call len on the input. So I still don't exactly want to do that. I kind of want to write like, because our input is a stream, right? I could convert it to a list, but this is like fundamentally not the right way to solve the problem when you're dealing with something that's large and lazy, is not to turn it into something concrete, because that's just very expensive. Boy, I've got a friend of mine is going to call in so we can chat about our solutions when we're both done. And I'm sure he's been done for like 10 minutes. Like he's doing it in Clojure, and he's probably just laughing at me here in Python. All right. So what I kind of would like to do, I don't know if it's expensive to slice. Yeah, so this works for lists. Ugh, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's fine to do it this way. Input. Okay, so thing one is something I should have done is commit this. A working solution to part 1. So git add day 3 part 1. Okay, great. Now we have an implementation of chunks, and what we can do is call list on this. That converts the whole thing to a list. Very gross. Chunks of 3 of, in fact, that list. Now we have them partitioned. And now we need to Python transpose lists. Transpose a list of lists. Oh, all right. Are they just suggesting using? Wait, what is map list? Yeah. So this is very similar to like how you would do it in Clojure. You like apply map list. Only the way you apply things is not the same in Python. So so let's just def transpose x's to be map list over zip of star x's. This is expanding x's in place, so you get like Instead of a list of like 80 lists of 3, you get a list of 3 lists of 80, and then you zip them together. Okay, fine. So now we want to call transpose on this chunked up thing. And finally, Python flatten list a single level, please. Making a flat list out of a list of lists in Python. I mean, I can just do a nested list iteration, but is that the normal way? Or list comprehension? Chain? Ah, we were looking at iter tools, right? There was something in iter tools. Python iter tools flatten functions. So chain. It looks like chain of star x of star x's would do it. Let's open up our little REPL here. Python from iter. Actually, does chain exist? From iter tools import chain. Chain. Okay, that does exist. Fine. Chain x's equals 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I write chain of star x's as a list, please. Yes. All right. I think that's all I need. So now from iter tools import chain in chain of star of this. What happens? Type object must be, all right, all transpose returned none. That's not very good. Okay, let's run Python here and confirm that our chunks thing is working. Paste this in. Chunks of 3, range of 9, please. As a list, if you would be so kind. Fine. So that looks right. And now if we wanted to call transpose on that, transpose, oh, we have to paste in this. None. Return. Oh, I have to write return. Oh my gosh, Python, please. Return. Okay, so that looks good now. And now what if I were to write chain of star of that from iter tools import chain as a list, please. Okay, that's fine, except, is it fine? I don't know. Maybe it's fine. I think that's what I wanted. Oh, but we needed to parse the lines at some point, didn't we? Oh boy. It's gotten a little bit hard to do that. What is the right point to, I guess we need to do it. Well, hang on. All right, the problem, it has to happen before I call transpose. And it's easier if it happens before I call chunks. So let's just define a function called parse, which takes a line, and it returns map int of line.split. And here we'll just do this. Let's, I guess, write here, map parse of list of, yeah, looks good. Hey, that's interesting. It's still 917, so I totally did this wrong. Did we succeed at least in changing the inputs at all? No, we broke it together and put it together exactly the way it was. What? All right. Well, let's back down into computer baby talk here, so we have stuff to print. Lines equal list of sentences. Parsed equals map parse over lines. Chunked equals this over parsed, and then we can start printing out some intermediate stuff here. Star transpose of chunked, let's just say. And we can here print chunked or something, and that should be informative. And let's not do this anymore. Print list of chunked, please. Okay, well, this should be before we transpose it. So what I expect is, yeah, at the end, there's a list of 3 lists, and those are the lists at the end. So that step so far has gone well. So something must be going wrong in our transpose here. Flipped equals this. Print list of flipped, please. So that looks interesting, right? What's it? So the last thing being printed. Oh, the transpose didn't happen at all? 356, 902, 922. So even though we called transpose, nothing good happened. Okay, so that must be the problem. Not sure why. I guess we implemented transpose wrong? That's interesting. Yeah, okay. Will is in the chat laughing at me. I don't know if he heard me remark that he would be laughing at me, but that's probably what happened. Oh, God. So we mapped list over zip of star of x's, which sounds right to me. Let's go check where we stole the answer from some guy on Stack Overflow. Where? I lost it already. Python, what even was I looking for? Transpose lists, yes. Transpose a list of lists. Map list over zip of star of list. That makes sense. What a... Is there some issue with, like, what version of Python am I using? 2.7, okay. Not 3. So transpose is just wrong, and I don't know why. Am I, like... let's just do this and, like... print y's at some point? Print y's? What's... transpose of 1, 2, oops, I actually need 3, 4. That's right. So like transpose is fine. There's just something wrong with the inputs that we're giving it. Why? Let's put this back. This, by the way, is like why I'm doing Advent of Code, is like you can sort of get the idea of what's going on in the programming language and then just be like completely unable to write programs in it because everything is just a little bit different than what you are used to. And you don't know the right debugging tools. And like getting through this stuff on things that really doesn't matter, like Advent of Code, means that I'll be more effective using it when I actually care about the programs that I'm writing. So what is the deal? Because like we printed chunked and it was what we expected. And then we printed transpose of chunked and it was just like completely wrong. Is there something with let's simplify a little bit. Lines equals lines 0 to 6, please. Okay. So now we can write print list of chunked. And we see that they are indeed the same. Do I have like too many levels of nesting? No, this is what I wanted, I think. Well, is it though? No, it's not. I have a list containing 2 sublists, right? So here is 1 sublist. Oh, I think I need to map transpose over chunked. Yeah, that's what I needed. Map transpose over chunked. Ah! Well, there goes my... Is this... Now I accidentally closed my... I'll be right back. I'll be right with you. Source Python Advent 3, and then I have to tell... OBS where to find it. How's that for size? We could go a little wider, right? Yeah, that looks about right. Okay. Now what happens if we run Python source over input.txt? We still get a mess, but that's maybe fine because I shrunk it a bit. So let's 0 to 9. Still nothing. Okay. Well, let's get rid of this bit. Flipped is still like nothing? I don't know what that's all about. See, because like I chunked it into groups of 3 arrays, and then each one of those I want to transpose. I don't want to transpose the whole entire gigantic list of lists, but rather each little chunk of 3. Map transpose over chunked. That seems right to me now. Yeah, there's 9 of them. Okay, I'm not getting any off by ones there. The length of list, oops, list of chunked is... Oh, it's because I'm working with iterators, and I consume it, and then it's gone. So actually, this printing here is what is breaking my program. Hopefully. 7. I got a number. 1,649. That seems large, but who knows? That's the right answer. Unbelievable. Who could have possibly imagined I would ever get this problem finished? We're ranked 407. All right. Well, I'm not thrilled about how this all turned out. And I'll probably, off camera, reintegrate. Well, maybe not. Reintegrating part 1 and part 2 together when we're like dealing with a lazy sequence is kind of yucky. Maybe I'll have to map over the sequence, making a copy of each item. One of them gets flipped and the other doesn't. It's possible. But also, I guess we're calling lines here, turning it into a list, so it's going to be kind of okay. So in a moment here, the stream should catch up with what I'm doing, and Will discover that I'm done and call me in. Topaz says, "Congrats." Thank you, Topaz. He's the one running Advent of Code. It's nice to know that he's in here. Enjoying the stream. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I don't know how many of you there are. It's a mystery. Actually, I think I can look it up, but how do I do that? Peak concurrent, 7. At some point, there were 7 people watching. I think more people are watching the recording, because like this is going live at midnight, right? I mean, maybe I'll just call Will. Oh, there he is. Answering, and let me turn on my audio here.
Yo!
Hey, Will.
Hey, Alan. How's it going?
It's going great, aside from all this Python.
Yeah. I was watching. It was real. It was exciting from start to finish.
Yeah. All right.
Good third day of Advent.
Yeah. Seems like it's been getting easier every day instead of harder. Except that like I had a lot of trouble with this one because like I'm figuring out how to deal with lists and stuff, but it seems like if I had done it in Clojure, it would have been a lot easier than like day 1 or day 2.
Oh my, yes. It's got me in a religious mood.
Yeah? About religious zeal about Clojure?
Yeah. I remember.
You're sort of cutting out.
You know, when... Oh,
it might be because of my stream. I don't know.
Adam and Eve, they had everything. And everything was perfect for them.
Okay.
But then they screwed up, and God said, "You got to scratch in the dirt for the rest of your lives."
So, and I mean, how appropriate that there was a snake who convinced them, right?
What's that?
I said, how appropriate that Python is a snake. Is that where we're going?
Yeah, that's right. You're like crawling on your belly, and I'm writing in a heavenly language.
That's right. I mean, you're not wrong. There's some cool stuff in Python for sure, but
oh yeah,
you know.
But yeah, the your solution is interesting. I did basically the same thing, except you're breaking your matrices up into groups of 3.
Okay.
Like you're generating 3x3 matrices along the way, and what I did was I concatenated all of the columns and then just did a partition 3 on them.
Yeah, I guess.
And that felt a little bit easier because like
yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you read the input into a list, and then you transpose it right away, or into a list of lists. You transpose it right away, and then you concat it together, and you just take chunks of 3 on that. That's probably simpler.
Yeah,
it's in the wrong order though, Will.
Yeah, that's right. But it doesn't. Right, it's in the wrong order, but it doesn't matter because all you need is the count.
Do you have a link to your solution so that we can look over it?
Yeah. Do you know how you're gonna?
I thought you were. Oh yeah, I'll just paste it into the Chrome window that I'm using.
Oh boy. Well, YouTube doesn't let me paste links.
Oh, wow.
So
I pasted in the Skype chat, like, right?
Yeah. Does Skype? Oh, here we go. I press this button there.
Okay, great. Here is a link.
I screwed up my validation function.
Okay.
When I started.
Let me just make sure. Here we go. Here's Will's solution, everyone, in Clojure. Just fits on a screen. Very nice.
Yep.
You screwed up valid? Yep. Oh, yeah. I screwed it up like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, really? Okay, good. So I wasn't alone. I was real embarrassed about that. So you can see what I did in my first implementation of valid there, which is I assumed that the only check that you had to do was that the 2 smallest were, if you had the 2 smallest, they were at least as big as the biggest.
I didn't make that mistake.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about triangles. That's
yeah. Well, first I thought I was supposed to check which triangles were valid, and so I was using like less than. And then actually I was using like less than or equal because like technically if they're equal it's a line, but that's still kind of a triangle. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't think I don't know. I think the problem statement was clear enough about that.
Yeah, I just didn't read it very carefully.
Yeah, it must be larger. Yeah.
I was like, I know the triangle inequality. I'm going to get to work. Why should I read this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough if you're shooting for that good time.
Yeah.
Because, you got to kind of guess that you understand something and hope that you guess right. So far, all 3 days I have submitted incorrect answers on part 1.
I think there was one day where I didn't do that. I think it might have been... Oh, day 2, I think I did both of them okay, didn't I? I don't remember. I noticed, by the way, you used this lambda x integer parse int x. Like, it's easier to just use read.
Oh, that's a good one. Wow. That would have definitely saved me time. So you're leveraging the reader there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unsafe in the sense that like if someone gave you a symbol, you would read it, but that doesn't happen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that reminds me of JavaScript. A JavaScript code stink where instead of parsing JSON,
you just
call eval.
Yeah.
And that shows up in some surprising places. Wikipedia did it for a while, I know.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you filter valid count. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that next one, when you're working in Clojure, so much easier.
Yeah.
To because you can stop in the middle of your, data pipeline, insert a couple of transformations, and then just let it keep going.
So also you can simplify the way that you're reading and parsing the ints, I think, a fair bit. If you use like with instr, I think that's what it's called, right? With instring, I guess.
Instring. What does that do?
So there's a function in Clojure core called with-in-string, and it takes a string and runs the rest of the code in a context where the read function is reading from that string. So you could just say within string of input, read, and like you get the 3 ints.
That is...
Or repeatedly 3 read or whatever.
Yeah. That's awesome. I'll do that for the next one.
I won't. I don't know. I'm going to run into much more exciting problems than that.
Yeah, but I'm sure that one of these days there's going to be a problem that's more suited for a language like Python.
Yeah, I thought like there was one where it seemed like Python was fine. I think.
Have you done all of them from last year?
I did them all last year. I did them in Haskell, and I'm not doing them again. But I did do them all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been looking at a few. So far, I'm only up to day 6 or so, but they're great. I like how the second part of the problem is it'll either reward or punish you for the way you did the first first step.
One of the things that after a while I started trying to do was not try to anticipate what part 2 was, but solve part 1 in a sufficiently general way that I could hopefully make part 2 pretty simple.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
The larger my git commit was, the worse I had done on part 1 was my, like, right? Like, commit part 1 and then commit part 2, and, like, if it's a big diff, then I did part 1 badly, and if it's a small diff, then I did part 1 well.
I see. Yeah. Yeah, how did you do on the first 2 days? Was everything pretty... which one was... Yeah. Which one was easier? Yeah.
I found part 2 easier for sure. I wasn't really trying to get on the leaderboard for either of them, except in... I guess, no, in part 2, day 2, I was trying to get on the leaderboard because I saw you were on the leaderboard and I got jealous. Day 1, I was just like, oh, it's up at 9. Like, let's record it at 9. People will get excited. But I didn't really, like... I finished, like, I don't know, 150th or something in day 1. Day 2, I made, like, 98th place and 80th place or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so far I've had rather disappointing part 1 finishes, but then part 2 is a lot better.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's just the magic of closure.
Yeah.
Christmas magic.
Christmas magic.
Yeah, it's really putting me in the holiday spirit. I must say, like, we put a wreath on the door, but I knew it was serious when Advent Code came around.
All right, I think I'm going to end the stream here. You and I can keep chatting off stream. But right. Thanks everyone for joining me. Actually, I'll put you recorded today, right? Are you still, like, doing the recordings, like, silently and then explaining later?
Yeah, I'm not smart enough to talk and code at the same time.
I'll well, actually, if you're in the chat, you can link it, and then I think it'll just show up when people are watching it.
What? No, you can't, because you try to paste in a URL. YouTube says no.
Okay. All right. Well,
whatever. They can just search YouTube for Advent of Code.
Yeah, search for Will Morgan. There's only like 10 of them on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure you could find it with, like, an Advent of Code link. Anyway, okay, so thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and maybe see you tomorrow night. Who knows?